Welcome back to the channel, and today we are in the test zone because we have another test to try. A sound barrier related test that goes very against our usual type of sound barrier thing. We're gonna try to see if we can stop ourselves from breaking the sound barrier. Because you know by now on this channel, we've broken the sound barrier pretty much every way imaginable, and it's not hard to break the sound barrier. But that's only if you're allowed to use aerodynamic parts that really help your build cut through and gain maximum speed very quickly. But what if we took one of the worst aerodynamic pieces, as you can see, and slap this on our build? Is this one single piece enough to make it impossible to break the sound barrier no matter how much thrust we have? Or can we overcome this sail with enough thrust and take a perpendicular sail past the sound barrier? Now, this particular idea comes from Jacobos99 saying, break the sound barrier with a sail block attached to your build, and the sail must be perpendicular to your direction of travel for maximum drag. They say it can be any sail, but I'm gonna take on the biggest challenge here and go with the big modular rectangle sail, because I believe that is the biggest one. Yeah, I mean, technically, this is the exact same aerodynamics as this. That's actually really interesting that the aerodynamics apply in this empty section. Is that intentional? What about, oh, they're really good in that direction. Huh. I actually did not know this until now, that the entire hitbox takes aerodynamics, even though the sail isn't technically in those parts. Wait a minute. Does this one... Is this one worse? I think... Oh. Hold on a second. The tall modular triangle sail, I think, is actually double the aerodynamic resistance as the big modular sail. At least according to the hitbox. I mean, you can clearly see it's the same number of arrows. All right, I guess we're gonna be using this thing, assuming that these arrows are equal resistance. So just in case, for whatever reason, you happen to be new to the sound barrier series on this channel, let me show you the process here and how easy it really is to break the sound barrier. So obviously we got red arrows here, we got green arrows here. You take some wedges, you block all the red arrows with green arrows. Then you choose a form of thrust. I'm gonna go with the space thruster just because it is small and compact and doesn't expand past the profile that I've already blocked for the aerodynamics. And then you just add a handful of thrusters. I think that much should be enough, to be honest. Just make sure everything's attached. We hop in the seat. We press the throttle button and you wait a couple of seconds and then you break the sound barrier. And that is because we have the best possible aerodynamic profile on this thing. 6 blocks of perfect wedge green arrows. Man, look at our... Whoa! Oh! Our flame. I don't know if it used to look... I feel like it didn't used to look like that. Look at the streak it leaves. I think it used to just be like blotchy, not like a solid streak. Look at that. Oh, it looks so cool. I really don't think it did that before. That's awesome. Look, we're going twice the sound barrier. We're going Mach 2 right now. That's how easy it is. I'm just gonna hit the wall. Bam. Okay, so now we've got the challenge. Let's take that sail. Let's see what, so we were going like 2,500 kilometers an hour there. Let's just slap the sail on and see what kind of impact this has. So this sail is not gonna have a center point, is it? Is it right there? So we got 1, 2, 3, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Why is the sail gonna be odd width? Why is it gonna do this to me? Every engine. No, it's fine. It's fine. Well, let's just put it on right now anyway. The attachment points aren't convenient. So here's my rule. I'm gonna have to put a rule on this to actually have it apply. I am going to try to retain every single red arrow. Because what I could do, which would also still be challenging, is I could end up building a structure that completely blocks every red arrow with a wedge like this. So you can see these red arrows are gone and the green arrows are there. But I would think we're really gonna fight the actual sail and keep the red arrows. And I suspect I might not be able to break the sound barrier even if I use all of the rest of the complexity on as much possible thrust as I can. All right, so we're gonna keep all the red arrows. We gotta do something like that. And I guess there's an attachment point over here. There we go. Because these chrome bumpers don't have aerodynamics, but it's not blocking the arrows here. Okay, so now the sail's attached. We go from 2,500 kilometers an hour, and now we go in circles. All right, let me, just for the sake of it, I'm gonna slap some really strong gyros on this to keep myself level. I just want to see if I go straight, theoretically, what is my max speed? So we're gonna have 2 max strength gyros, just like that, not affecting our aerodynamics. But here we go. It's so strong. 100 kilometers. We can't even break 100 kilometers an hour. Or 101, we did it. This is insane. Oh, you know what? It's gonna be way better. Flipping this thing sideways. 24. It's even in this direction. All right, let's see how this feels in comparison. Somehow it's worse. But that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? All right, so this gives us 96, 95 kilometers an hour. Let me just confirm that this is worse than the big modular sail. All right, here's big modular sail. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, you can just see it. Are we gonna be able to break the sound barrier with that thing? That's a massive amount of wind resistance. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this. We gotta start from the sail. Actually, now that I think about it, since we're not gonna be blocking any of these arrows, it still matters the main shape of our vehicle. The main shape of our vehicle is completely independent of this hitbox. Because normally, I would just use this entire hitbox and fill it with thrust, because as long as I stay within the hitbox, it doesn't change our aerodynamic profile. However, because all of these arrows are going to exist, everything that my vehicle takes up aerodynamically is added onto it, doesn't actually replace it. So I still want my vehicle to be a skinny tube. And I think as far as our power cores go, and our best thrust per power core is going to be the large jet. This is also the most difficult to map to our vehicle. I think I'm gonna go with this one. All right, I'm gonna start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna start with 5 of them. I need them to attach though. All right, so now I'm gonna try to make this part of the vehicle as efficient as possible. All right, there we go. That looks good. And as you can see, we've got every single red arrow back there. Let's see what kind of speed we can get up to now. Here we go. Wow, look at the sail. Oh no. 126. 126. This might actually be impossible. Here, let's delete the sail reel. Actually, let's simply save this. And I'm just gonna remove the sail. We're keeping everything else and removing the sail. Look at that speed. 1200 easy. Hold on, let me see if I actually go across the map. How fast can we get up to before we hit the end? This is not as fast as I thought it was using the large jets. I mean, there's only 5 of them, but I think it's just my profile is so much larger with these jets than if I just had the small ones. We might have to try a couple designs here. We're only getting up to 1900. All right, but, ooh, that was a little bit different than I expected. I thought it would deflect off the wall and go flying down to the corner. All right, let's just copy and paste. Let's just add a whole bunch more. I'm gonna triple it. So we have 15 now. All right, so we were at 126, and now we've tripled our thrust, and we're only at 209. We tripled our thrust, and we haven't even doubled our speed. What if I do like the smallest sail? Can we break the sound barrier with any sail? Like, let alone the largest one? All right, so with just the smallest sail. Ugh, things are just not good. All right, I think we could break the sound barrier at the smallest sail. It's hard to center things correctly, though. Things are just weird. I genuinely don't think it's possible with this large sail, though. Actually, let me do a quick test. Because aesthetically, I don't like this large sail. The fact that it's a triangle. This goes 210 maximum. Now, based off of what we saw, 2 of these big modular sails should equal the same aerodynamic resistance as that sail. So this should get us to 210. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna use this instead just because, like, look at that. That looks so much more like what we are trying. Like, this just looks better. It's kind of, the texture is the wrong texture. I'll just have them be a normal texture. There we go. Let's try just expanding. I'm just gonna go maximum power cores. Or maximum complexity, not maximum power cores. I'm just gonna copy and paste this until I reach maximum complexity. Or the edge of my build bubble. All right, I don't know how many this is. Feel free to count. And let's go. Oh, look at this. And we reached our max speed at 435 kilometers an hour. I didn't think this challenge was gonna actually do it. Like, I didn't think it was gonna literally be impossible. I just thought it was gonna be more difficult and we'd just have a more ridiculous amount of thrust. But I'm not even halfway there, and you can already see how glitchy the build is. Like, the amount of power this thing has is insane. All right, let me take a look. Now that I've respawned in the build bubble, should have more space. Let's keep it going. All right, there we go. There's our complexity is finally showing up. I'm just gonna go until I reach the end of the build bubble or the end of my complexity. There we go, maximum complexity. Can I get my seat back over here? Seat. Whoa. Whoa, that looks different. All right, there we go. Oh, what's not attached? This isn't attached? Uh-oh, I think I just broke the game. Oh, no. All right, I spawned back in the game when we got a problem. The build that I built is in my history, but I literally can't pull it in because it's too big. All right, I can pull this one in. Let's just bring it back up to maximum complexity. It probably broke because it was literally bigger than the build bubble. All right, here we go. No, there's not unconnected parts. You can... All right, I did the same exact thing, and I got the same exact results. So, I'm gonna do it different. We're good, we're going back in. My plan is to do the same thing, go up to max complexity. Trust me on this, trust me. I know I said I was gonna do it different, but it starts by doing the same thing. All right, there we go. You see, we're at the max complexity. Now watch this, ready? I'm gonna undo the very last bit. And then add my seat back. Okay. Yes, there we go. The seat was literally the seat that broke the camel's back, or the supersonic failure of a vehicle. All right, here we go. Oh, we are not halfway there. I thought we were gonna be halfway there for a second. Look at the amount of smoke. Look at these sails. They are just catching literally all of the wind. Well, we've determined that it's impossible with these thrusters, but let's see, is it possible to take a sail past the sound barrier if all of the things are, all of the aerodynamics are being exposed? Let's try the smallest sail and see if this vehicle can do it with the smallest sail. Right now, these are 2 big sails. What if we go one? What if we just go one? I can't do it. I think it's outside the build bubble. Here, let me select it real quick. Let me move it. See, look, it's literally outside the build bubble. I can't build out here. Yeah, like this stuff I can move, but you see this barrier? If I go outside the barrier, I can't move anything. I can't modify this build. It's just a simple change out. I just want to swap out the sail for the small sail and then continue. We are breaking the game. All right, so we just got to do the same thing we did. But before we expand it, we got to move to the small sail. All right, so as you can see, the rules are still valid. The sail is taking up all of its aerodynamic points. And now we must expand. So I went to max complexity minus a batch of 5. So here's a batch of 5. And now we go 5 at a time until we get to max complexity. All right, hold on. We need to have a midpoint because right now I'm getting to the edge of the build bubble. So let's spawn in because now when we go back into build mode, it recenters the seat. So the seat is still not going to be at the edge of the build bubble anymore. And now we can continue the front of the build. All right, there we go. 680. And we go back by 5. All right, we did it. Now this is the small sail. Do you think we'll be able to break the sound barrier? I kind of think we might. Let's see what happens. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we made it past halfway. 9. No way, we're not gonna do it. Even with the smallest sail. I mean, technically not the smallest sail, but like it has the smallest hitbox equivalent of any other sail. We can't even break the sound barrier with this many engines with that small sail. This is blowing my mind right now. Whoa, whoa, what the camera doesn't know where my vehicle is. Oh, I'm about to, look at this. I am about to hit the edge of the map. That's not how I built it. We're blowing our own sail. And it's certainly slowing us down. And boom, there we go. So the mission has now become the original mission from the Discord suggestion. Use any sail. Can I break the sound barrier with a sail? Because yeah, let me just double check. We have the small modular rectangle sail. And then we get the small modular triangle sail. They do have the same hitbox. So yeah, it doesn't make a difference. So can I do it with the small modular rectangle sail? I'm gonna start over with new design. All right, this time I'm gonna use space thrusters. I'm just gonna stack space thrusters. It'll make our vehicle the smallest. There we go, 698 out of 700 complexity. This is the smallest, most compact thrust system that I can build. I don't know how many there are. 513 power cores divided by, I think these are 3 power cores each. So do the math on that to figure out how many thrusters. And we've got the smallest aerodynamic hitbox for the sail. What is this gonna do? Let's find out. Here we go. Oh, let's get our speedometer back up here. Come on. Come on. Oh, okay. These are much worse. We got over 1,000 kilometers an hour with the large jet engines. Now we're only at 692. Okay. I mean, it's doing its job. The sail is catching the air. This is the small one now. I can't even do the small one. Is this actually the hardest sound barrier challenge? I was like, everything else is aerodynamically perfect. Oh my God, there's so many. I think we have to resort to one last thing. I'm gonna go to the rocket engine. The problem is it's massive, but I don't know if it's like, I don't think it's a higher complexity. It is gonna take up a lot more space and a bigger hitbox, but it's like, is it the same hitbox as this? It's a better hitbox. That could be a big deal. All right, how many of these do I get to stack together? This is crazy. This is a crazy amount of power. All right, there we go. We've just reached half complexity. Oh, there's the build box. I'm a little concerned here for the well-being of the game. Outside the build bubble. All right, now I'm outside the build bubble. Let's just dial it back 1. I'm gonna dial it back 2, actually. I don't think I've used this much power before. Maybe I did when the engines first came out for like space mode or something. But I don't know if I've actually stacked this many. All right, I think we've got all green arrows. It's looking good to me. All right, we got 643 out of 700 power cores. 2,000, or sorry, complexity, but 2,060 power cores. Okay, this is gonna be insane. Place your bets, is this enough power? Here we go. It's all light. Wow. No way. Look at what? This is worse than the large jet engines. How is it even possible? These things have more than twice the power of the large jets. Hold on. I gotta see this. Oh, it's not, the particles aren't staying when it freeze frames. Cause like, oh wait, was that my fault? No, yeah, they go away. Dang it, cause that looks so cool back there. You know, we are so slow. Ah, get off of me. Get off of me, leave me alone. Man, the smallest little sail completely destroys any hope of breaking the sound barrier. Oh, this is so cool though. Yeah. I love the way that this looks. Oh, and then like from this direction, it's just a ball of light. But yeah, this sail is absorbing everything. We're just barely at half the speed of sound. We're at Mach 0.5. This is 1,800. Oh, wait. No, hold on. Something's wrong here. Oh, I messed myself up so bad. There's a gap in between every thruster? How did I do that? Oh, this thing could be so much better. Oh, that was my fault. That was my fault. I knew something didn't make sense. I'm like, there's no way we just more than doubled the power. Okay. All right, I just gotta pretty much start back from the beginning. See, it was fine right here, and then when I started copying and pasting, something bad got introduced into the system. So this needs to go like that, and then this continues. And now we're at the edge. And this one's at the edge. So this should copy and paste now. There we go. Now we have 0 gaps. So this is also going to reduce how long it is, which means I could fit more within the complexity limit, or within the build bubble. All right, we look good. I don't see any other green arrows. We're only at 582. We could technically afford more, but we should have way better aerodynamic efficiency now. I think this should do it now. Now that I know what happened, I'm betting we take a sail past the sound barrier at this point. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, ignition. The ball of light is so epic. Oh yeah, here we go. Here it is. There it is. We just broke the sound barrier with a sail. All right, now the question is, we have to take it further. Let's increase the size of the sail. Is there any sail that can stop us? I thought this was going to be an actual impossible challenge. It came close, but we're doing it. I don't know if I can modify the sail easily with this one. Am I going out? Yeah, I'm going outside the build bubble with this. Dang it, I hate this. Can I just move it? I just want to move everything into the build bubble, and it's not going to let me. I'm going to go to the big modular sail. I'm going to go with 1 big modular sail. 2 big modular sails is the equivalent of this. All right, we are outside build bubble. We have less power cores than last time. But I think if I play my cards right, I'm going to do a test with this one, and then I think I should be able to still take it further. All right, let's see. Are we close at all with the big modular sail? Here we go. This is looking promising. All right, we're going up pretty fast. We're slowing down pretty fast. We're not going to do it. It's not promising anymore. Definitely not there. Okay. Well, we can still, I believe I should still be able to add more thrust. I'm going to break my ability to make any modifications, or to make any modifications to the sail, but we can make modifications to the front still. All right, let's keep going till we reach maximum power cores or the end of the build bubble again. There it is. Maximum power cores cannot go any further. Grab our seat. All right, this is a lot more power. Will it let me spawn in? All right, here we go. This is the most power I can possibly put onto a vehicle. I'm pretty sure this is the actual most power. It's the most powerful engine, and it's the maximum complexity using them. So let's see what happens. Ignition! So cool. Oh my god, it's so glitchy. All right, here we go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000. We're not gonna do it. We're slowing down too much. We're not even gonna break 1,100. Wow, the big modular sail is all it took. 1 big modular sail. We could overcome a small modular sail, but we could not overcome a big modular sail. This is a crazy challenge. This actually surprised me. I really thought that if we just added more thrust, we'd get there. And there's actually sails that can overcome, singular sails that can overcome all of the power the game gives you. How many power cores is this thing? 2,420 power cores. That was not enough to bring a big modular sail past the sound barrier. Well, there you have it. Probably one of the crazier sound barrier challenges that I've attempted. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any other crazy ideas, join the Discord. There's a ideas channel that I check pretty regularly there. If you guys enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy some more that you can find right here on the end screen. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.